So, if you have not been with me, and we've been talking about Ayurveda a little bit, but how that relates to the season and how it connects to our yoga practice, that's what we're going to be talking about throughout our practice today. If you want to know more and go deeper, I'm going to be on again live today at noon just for a conversation around Kapha and specifically Kapha Gunas. So, gunas in yoga are they're not the same, okay? So gunas in Ayurveda, there's 20 of them, and they are qualities, is the best way to put it. So things like in Kapha, I'm gonna get my cheat sheet so I don't forget things. They are the qualities of heavy, of dull or slow, cold, unctuous, smooth, solid, soft, stable, subtle, and clear. So these are the qualities of the energy of earth and water. So Kapha is the energy of earth and water. We're going to go much more into this today at noon, but we're going to utilize our yoga practice, and we have been for the last few weeks, so we've talked about it a little bit. But today we're specifically talking about balancing those qualities. So in Ayurveda, like increases like. For example, if you're feeling like I am this morning, quite slow and a little lethargic, that's your Kapha going a little bit out of balance. And we all have these energies. Some of us are predominantly Kapha, some it's less so, but any of us can go out of balance at any of these, in any of our energies, in any of our doshas, at any point in time. And weather can be something that plays a big part in it. So as we're transitioning from winter to spring, we're really going to start to feel the imbalances a little bit more. And so anytime we do a seasonal transition, I feel like it's quite easy to go out of balance a little bit. So last week I mentioned the extra mucus, which I'm feeling a little bit today. Congestion, we're feeling a little bit heavier. You think about earth and water, it's heavy and it's damp. So that's the quality of Kapha. So like increases like. So if you're feeling lethargic and you lay around the house all day, you're going to feel more lethargic. So it's what we want to do is balance it with the opposites. So if you're feeling heavy, we want to bring in light. So if you don't have sunshine out and it's raining all day, how do you bring in those qualities of light? Well, you can bring them into your yoga practice. We can feel lighter, we can move more. It's a little tricky this time of year because, tomorrow we're going to have more of that Vata energy. It's going to be much colder and it's still quite dry here. So we don't want to overdo it. We still want to have some balance of grounding. But the more we get into spring, the more we can bring up the energy. Okay, so you're going to see that through our yoga practices, even if we're talking about Ayurveda or not. And tomorrow's the full moon. So in conjunction with our Ayurvedic properties, this full moon is sort of the energy of Pitta. It's the energy of action. And any full moon is that way. So this is the perfect time to bring in that action because that's going to balance our Kapha and our Pitta energies. We just don't want to overdo it. So that's the basis of our practice today. Food-wise, again, we won't get into this a whole lot, but I just want to mention, those heavy, dense foods are going to bring your energy down. We want to balance those with light. Think about green vegetables, leafy greens. We're getting into that time of the year where finally things are starting to be quite tasty in terms of, at least for me, like I've been big on Brussels sprouts lately. I've actually had salads again, which I don't have usually during the winter. So there's certain things I've been craving sometimes, but I'm also balancing it still with maybe some sweet potatoes, some ginger, some warming things because Kapha is cool. So we want to keep that warming element, especially as we're still in winter. Okay, I've said a lot. So today's practice, we're going to work on balancing out those qualities. Let's see, some of the other qualities, let me just go through real quick. I missed oily. Oily is a quality of Kapha. So if you're feeling that congestion, that mucus, that's sort of that quality, right? We want to balance that out and bring the energy up into our lungs. Okay, so let's get started in a simple seat in Sukhasana. Take another sip of coffee, my quarter calf coffee, just a little caffeine. If you need something under the seat, as always, you can grab a pillow. You can put a blanket under there. Just simple cross-legged position. All right, so we're going to start with our Kapalabhati breathing, but we're going to do it with a twisting Kriya today. So it won't be like our traditional quick, fast Kapalabhati like we did last week with the arms up. I'll read your comments when we're done here. But let's roll the shoulders down and just take a moment to come into our space, and then we'll take our twisting Kriya. So let the face relax, the eyes close. The jaw, relax and release. And we'll arrive here on our mats together, taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. And exhale out the mouth and let it go. Deep breath in. And exhale, release. And let's take one more. Belly fills with the inhale, filling the rib cage all the way up to the collarbones. Hold your breath at the top. And exhale, audibly sigh it out, make a noise. Ha. Let it go. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice, perhaps it's just finding one of balance, or whatever's speaking to you, go ahead and set that now. And then we'll seal our intentions with one final cleansing breath. Inhaling deeply. Exhale, let it go. And then blink the eyes open. Bring your arms out to the side, flip the palms up, and actually put the thumb up more than flip the palms up. And then bend the elbows, and notice where the fingertips hit the front of the shoulders, the thumbs are towards the back. And we're gonna do this breath work. So it's sort of a deep in and out. If the breath work is too much, if you have high blood pressure, uncontrolled high blood pressure, or are menstruating, just do the twisting a little more gently without so much force in the breath. It's going to be an inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So it's sort of more of our bellows breath than our Kapalabhati. The Kapalabhati is more like forcing the exhale, like, okay, but it's the same idea. Sharp in and out of the nose. And we're going to inhale left, exhale right. Inhale left, exhale right. Now what I like to do is close my eyes. So you can start to move, and we can move a little slower. And again, if you need a little cushion under the seat, if you find this awkward, uncomfortable, grab the cushion. And if you'd like, you can also move the shins a little bit farther away, and that'll make you a little more stable as you take these movements. If you get dizzy, let your head be in the center and just move the shoulders, okay? I like to close the eyes. That helps me from not getting dizzy. So inhale left, exhale right. And keep moving. We're going to do this for about a minute. If you'd like to go faster, you can speed it up. If you're like, this is too much, slow it down. Let the face be soft. Keep going. Keep moving with the breath. You get a nice little momentum going when you go a little faster. But again, if you're dizzy, keep the head a little more still. Let's say about 20 more seconds here. I'm not keeping time, so might be a little more than a minute. But you should start to notice the heat building in your abdomen. And you should start to notice a little bit of clearing through your sinuses. And if you are congested, you might need a Kleenex when we're done, okay? So it's all good. Keep moving, keep feeling that heat build. And let's begin to slow it down. Say 5, 4, 3, slow it down, 2, slow it down, 1, center, relax the face, let the arms float down, palms flip up. Face is soft, feel that energy. This is such a nice Kriya to flush out. That brings in those qualities of light, mobile, opposite qualities of Kapha. And then let the eyes blink open, very good. Let's go ahead and come off of our seat. Let's lower down to our backs. We've got a little core work today. All right, so take it at your own pace. Let's bring the legs up. Ooh, say good morning to the hamstrings. You can even sort of stretch them long. You can place your hands behind them for a moment if you like. Let's point, flex the toes. Just take a minute here to enliven our legs. Take some ankle circles in one direction and the other direction. And then just point and flex the toes, point and flex the hands. And we're gonna go kind of quick. So you're thinking, why am I doing this? But give it a minute. You can have a soft bend in the knees that might be more comfortable. You're gonna start to really feel, especially the backs of your legs turn on. My ankles, we have building heat here in the legs. It's amazing how this little movements, I've been doing this, my gentle yoga classes, right? Because it doesn't take much work in terms of movement, like it's not hard on the body, but boy, you start to feel it and it's like, holy cow. All right, just a few more and then slow it down. Ooh. Let the arms float down for a moment. Let the legs just chill out. Give them a shake. So good. All right, core work time. Let's lower to a kind of tabletop on our back. Bring your hands behind your head, elbows come wide, and then lift the head, neck, and shoulders. We're going to inhale, twisting to your left. Right leg extends long, and then come back towards center. Pause here, inhale. Exhale, twist right, left leg extends. Inhale to center, and exhale, twist left. So we're taking this little bicycle legs with a pause between. Inhale, center, exhale, twist right. Keep moving with your breath. And you can add that breath work we just did. Kind of forceful in and out. Out as we twist into the middle. We're going to feel this turn on, right? You might already be like, this is too much. If it's too much, you don't need to extend the legs. You can just stay in your tabletop, or you can even lower the head down a little bit in between, and that'll give you a little bit of relief, okay? Some days I'm like, I don't like core work, and I get it, but it's going to bring our energy up. It's going to help clear out that stagnation. Build that little internal heat, internal fire. Let's do a few more. You can stop at any point. All right, one more each side. Say good morning to our abs. Relax the head down, hug the knees in. Woo. Let that go. Let's place our feet on the mat for a moment. Let the knees come together, feet wide. Feel that heat in your abdomen. So good. All right, feet come parallel once again. Knees are bent. We're going to come into a dynamic bridge sequence. So if you haven't done this with me, you might need to make a little space and slide down the mat. We're going to bring the arms up with the hips. So it looks like this if you need to see. We'll press the low back and begin to roll up. The arms float all the way up to the top. Move your props out of the way. And then we'll exhale and lower everything down together. And let's take a few rounds of that. So moving with me, inhale, press the low back, lift the hips, lift the arms, extend all the way up. Hold at the top. Exhale, lower all the way down, arms and hips lower. Now we're going to add our pelvic floor work with that. So we'll lift up like we just did. Lift as you inhale, arms float up. Hold at the top, squeeze the pelvic floor, keep that squeeze, and then exhale through the nose, lower all the way down, arms lower, and release the pelvic floor. Let's take that a few more times. Inhale, lifting up. Squeeze the pelvic floor. Exhale, lower down. And now let's begin to lengthen our inhales a little bit. So as you lift the hips nice and slow, lifting up maybe for a count of 6. I'll let you count for yourself. Pause at the top. Squeeze the pelvic floor, lower down for about 4. And release. Let's lift for 7, inhaling up. Exhale, squeeze the pelvic floor, lower down. Inhale, lift for 8. Squeeze the pelvic floor, lower down. And now we're going to lift up, keeping the arms by your side this time. Interlace the hands underneath or grab for the sides of your mat. Roll the shoulder blades under if you're interlacing the hands. Lift the hips, press the back of your head down, really opening through the chest. Press the knees away, quads are turned on. Say good morning. Hello, bridge. Let's bring this energy up. 2 more breaths here. So good. Lift the hips a little higher. 1 more breath. And then exhale, release the hands underneath you. Slowly roll down. Hug the knees into the chest. Give them a squeeze in. Rock side to side. Let that go. So we haven't even done that much movement, but we've really done a lot of work already, haven't we? All right, we're going to roll up to seat or turn to one side and press yourself up. If you're rolling, I love to do 3 or 4. In fact, I'm going to do maybe coming into plow as I roll. Let's do a couple more. It just feels so good to me. Toes come towards plow at least, right? And then we'll do 1 more. The next one, we're going to roll all the way up to Malasana. If you just rolled onto one side, make your way into your yogi squat. I'll turn so you can see me. So the feet are wide. My heels always pop up for my first Malasana. That's fine. You can roll up the back of your mat or place a cushion or blanket underneath the heels. In this case, I'm just going to hang out with my heels up. But you want a long, tall spine. So if your heels are down and you feel like a turtle like this, lengthen the spine. Press the elbows into your inner thighs. Relax the shoulders and soften your face. Few breaths in your squat. If this doesn't work in your knees, I recommend going to a wall and using the wall as a support for your bum so you can get the exact same action. So you can just press it here, almost like you're leaning forward, and lengthen your spine this way. So it's not a wall sit so much. And this will do just as much for you, all right? Let's take 1 more breath. Maybe the heels lower down a little closer to the mat as we hold. Beautiful. Exhale, let it go. Press the palms, straighten the legs. Let's take a wide leg forward fold, sort of just where they're at. Toes come forward. Take a moment, bend one knee and then the other. Kind of loosening up through the back of the legs. And then from here, we're going to take a twist. If you need a block, grab it. Left palm plants or fingertips. The block is a huge help here for me. So I'm going to place my palm flat on the block. And then we'll just begin to twist to your right, bending the left knee, right fingertips spiral up to the sky. Look up. Couple breaths, opening through the chest, really pressing down into that bottom hand. And then exhale, release. Right hand to the block. Bend the right knee. Inhale, twist to your left. Left fingertips expand up. Open through the chest. 1 more breath. Exhale, release. Come back to center. Relax the head. So good. And let's slowly come on up. Taking your time to arrive. Roll the shoulders up, down, and back. And we will take a little bit of sun salutation today. I know it's not a true flow class, so take this as slow as you need to. So if you're not with me, no worries, all right? We're going to do just a sun B today. So planting your feet at the top of the mat, come to your Tadasana, roll the shoulders a few times up, down, and back. Let's really feel into our feet. Navel pulls in towards spine, open through the chest. Lift the heart. Inhale, let your arms float up to the sky, look up. And exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, come up halfway, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold. Let's plant the fingertips, stepping the left foot back, coming into a low lunge. Pausing here for breath, lift the heart. Exhale, lower the back knee down, rise up to your low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Pull the right hip back, press into the top of the left foot, and then sink in, lift the heart. Relax the face. Maybe a little back bend here. 1 more breath. So good. Exhale, release the hands down. And let's just straighten through the right leg and then bend. A little gentle back and forth here. So we want to bring in some of those opposite qualities of Kapha, right? We want to bring in light and mobile, which is Vata, a little bit. You don't want to overdo it and aggravate our Vata, right? And then coming back to your low lunge, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, lift your heart, look forward. Exhale, we're going to swing this right leg all the way up, three-legged dog. If that doesn't work for you, just come to your down dog first and then lift your right leg high. Stay for a breath. Bend through your right knee, roll your right hip open, stacking right hip on top of left. And then if you want to take that little twist, gaze under the right armpit. Inhale comes back to center. Exhale, lower the right toes down. Down dog. And let's just take a moment in our dog, bending the knees, straightening a little bit, just feeling that nice length through your spine. And then coming up high under the balls of the feet and then lowering the heels, taking that a few times. And then pause in your dog. If you want to take a vinyasa today, by all means, this is your spot. You do not need to. You can hold your dog. If you feel like rolling forward to plank and then lowering, go for it. Maybe a little cobra to start. And then we'll all meet back in our down dogs. Inhale, lift your left foot up to the sky, three-legged dog. Bend through your left knee, roll your hip open. Gaze under your left armpit if you want to add that little twist. And then coming back to center, we're going to step the left foot all the way through, getting it up there however you need to. So if you need to grab your ankle with your hand, go for it. Lift your heart, lift your gaze. And then lower the right knee down to the mat. Inhale, rise up to our Anjaneyasana, sweeping the arms up. Pressing into the right foot, left hip is drawing back. Lunge in maybe a little bit more. Keep the navel engaged to protect the low back. One more breath. Exhale, lower the fingertips down, tuck the back toes, lift your right knee, gaze forward. This time, step up to the top of your mat. We'll take a forward fold. Inhale, ground down and rise up, high mountain. Exhale, hands to heart center. Pause in your Tadasana, notice how you're doing. We're going to take that one more round, starting with the left side this time. We're going to go a little quicker, so if you need to modify by all means. Release the fingertips, inhale, extend the arms up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, come up halfway, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Fingertips plant, right foot steps back, left knee stays forward. Gaze forward in your lunge. Exhale, lower the back knee down. Inhale, rise up to your Anjaneyasana. Pulling the left hip back, right foot pressing. Stay for a breath. Exhale, lower the fingertips down, and then let's just take that little pulsation, straighten the left leg and bend. Take that a few times, just back and forth. Giving some mobility to our knees here. One more. So good. Plant the palms, lift the right knee, tuck the right toes. We're going to swing that left leg all the way back. Three-legged dog, come all the way up. Stay for a breath in your three-legged dog. Then bend the left knee, roll the hip open, take that twist. Inhale back to center, lower the left toes down. Down dog, optional vinyasa, rolling forward. Lowering down, you can take chaturanga if you like. Opening up to cobra or up dog. And we'll all meet in down dog, whether you took the vinyasa or not. Pause for a breath. Come up high under the balls of the feet one more time. And then lower the heels a little bit. Inhale, right leg lifts. Bend through the right knee, roll, open, take the twist. Stay for a breath. Inhale to center. Exhale, we're going to bring the right foot all the way up. Get it up there as best you can, right? Plant your fingertips and then lift your chest. Back knee still lifted. Exhale, lower the back knee down and rise up, Anjaneyasana. Open through the heart. Exhale, lower the fingertips down, tuck the back toes, gaze forward, and now we're gonna step up as you inhale, lengthen halfway, and exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, high mountain pose. Exhale, Tadasana, and pause in your Tadasana. Notice how you're feeling. Take a moment here, release the hands down by the sides. Feel all that energy we just moved, bringing the energy up. So good. Blink the eyes open. We're going to come into chair pose. If you happen to have a block, I'm going to give you an option with the block. It's going to make it maybe a little more challenging than usual. We're going to place the block between the thighs or between the knees. I'm going to go thighs today. I feel like it's a little more comfortable for this. All right. We'll start here. We're going to remove the block in a minute. If you don't have a block, no worries. Feet are about hip width distance. And just let's begin to lower down. Start with hands at heart center. Like you're sitting back in a chair, and weight is pretty equal between the front and the back of the foot. I had a lot of teachers say, put the weight in the heels, but then you're like so far back. So you need a little more distribution than that. And then let the navel pull in, tailbone draw down, lift the chest a little bit. Squeeze the thighs together if you have that block. If you don't have the block, we're just gonna hang out here for a few breaths, but opening through the chest. Option to extend arms or keep hands at heart center. It's your choice. See if you can give yourself a smile. Keep squeezing the thighs if you have a block. Maybe you sink a little lower. One more breath. So good. As you inhale, press into the heels, rise up, let the arms come down, and relax. Let the block kind of come back if it's there. Remove the block, set it aside. All right, we're gonna do a chair series now. Really building that heat and energy today. So once again, feet are hip width distance, and let's come down into a pretty low chair so you can draw your gaze down. And then lift the heart, navel pulls in, tailbone draws under. Extend the arms, inhale. As you exhale, we're gonna let the fingertips come down and graze the mat. And then inhale up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, lower down. Inhale up for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale down. 2 more, you guys. Inhale for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lower. Whew, if you need a break, straighten the legs for a second. Otherwise, stick with it. Inhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then exhale, lower, straighten the legs. Whoo, baby, take a little moment here. Pedal the legs out. Let that go. Bend through the knees. Let's slowly come on up. Tadasana. Check in with yourself. How are you feeling? Are you feeling those opposite qualities? Rebalancing our gunas here. Feeling light, mobile, maybe a little dried out, cleared out the congestion. So good. Let's step back. If you'd like your blocks here, we're coming to pyramid pose. So left foot steps back, right foot forward. Let's take a moment, hands on hips, square the hips, pull the right hip back. Inhale, lift the chest, roll the shoulders onto the back and down. Exhale, forward fold over 2 straight legs. Let your hands come to the mat or your blocks. Inhale, come up halfway, pull the right hip back. Exhale, navel pulls in and fold, relax the head down. So even though we want to bring the energy up, we still need to find that balance, right? So we balance strong movements with some grounding. If you're still feeling like you need more action, instead of relaxing into this pose, you can keep hands on hips and lengthen the crown forward. So you're doing a stronger variation. We're still building some strength here, right? If you're doing that version. Let's take one more breath. And then let's all move into that variation. So come up halfway, pull the right hip back, hands to hips, and hold for a couple breaths. Press into the right big toe. So strong here. One more breath. And then inhale, a little bend through the knees, rise all the way up. Step up to the top of your mat, pause in your Tadasana. Notice how you're feeling. Beautiful. Let's take it to the other side. Right foot steps back, feet on opposite tracks. That toe kind of angled in a little bit. Hands to waist. Think about lengthening and opening through the chest. Navel pulling in as you inhale. Right hip draws back. As you exhale, navel pulls in. Forward fold. Hands to the mat or to blocks. If this is too much, you don't have blocks, just bend the front knee a little bit. Inhale, come up halfway and lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold in. Relax the head down. Keep drawing that right hip back. And if you're super open, you don't need the blocks, you can begin to spin fingertips around and walk them back. That's a lot on my hamstrings this morning, so I'm gonna pass. Couple breaths here in this relaxed version. The face be soft, jaw releases. And coming up halfway, lengthen through the spine, 2 straight legs. Navel pulls in, nice and strong, hands to hips, crown of head comes forward. Stay for a breath. So good. And then to rise, little bend in that front knee, come all the way up. Step up, Tadasana, relax the arms down, pause. How are you feeling? Do a little check-in with yourself. Good. We're going to make our way into a standing split today, but we're going to get there through our Warrior 3. So blocks are handy if you want to support that. Hands to heart center. We'll start by just gently kind of lifting the left knee. Right hip is drawing in, navel towards spine. If you need to get near wall for some support, go for it. And then we'll just gently press that left heel back, tick-tocking forward into our Warrior 3. If this is too much, hands can come down to the blocks for some support. If you don't have blocks, you can go to a wall and use your hands on the wall and let that foot come back, okay? And walk yourself down. So lots of options here, no matter how you're feeling today. Ooh, we'll just stay for another breath in our Warrior 3. If you're losing your balance, no worries. And then let the hands come down to the ground or to blocks. Standing split. And you can see my leg is not real high today. So I like to come into this pose by kind of rolling my hip open, which is opposite of what most teachers say, right? Let those left toes come as high as they can and then square the hips back down. Perhaps one hand grabs for the right heel. Take another breath. One more. And then exhale, lower down. Left foot meets right, forward fold. Inhale, come on up. Tadasana. We'll take it to the other side. So coming to our Warrior 3 on the left side. Ground into the left foot, bend the right knee. Navel pulling in, outer hip drawing in. Lift the right knee. And then we'll just slowly begin to press that back. Moving forward to our Warrior 3. Heart lifts. Back toes can be pointed or flexed. Take a couple breaths here. If you're falling out, no worries. Let the hands come down, get to a ball. One more breath. And then gently release hands to blocks or to the mat, standing split. And again, I'm gonna roll my right hip open to start and then square my right hip. Maybe one hand, left hand grabs for the back of the left heel, maybe none. One more breath. And then bend the left knee, hands to the mat, right foot meets it, forward fold. Let's bend both knees here, relax in our forward fold. Maybe you grab for opposite elbows. Shake the head, relax. Release the elbows, come up halfway, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, fold. Plant your palms. Let's come back to a down dog. If you want to take a vinyasa, it's an option to roll forward to a plank. Option to lower down. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale back. I'm just giving that option today because taking those vinyasas, even though we're not doing a flow class or a vinyasa class, can really help bring that energy and stimulate the energy to balance kapha. All right, one more breath in our dog. So good. Exhale, lower down onto the knees. Move your props off to the side. We're going to come into gate pose. So spin to the long edge of your mat. Let's bring our right foot straight out to the side. Toes are forward, and that right foot's in line with your left knee. Let's take a supported side plank to start. So left hand comes down to the ground. Inhale, right arm comes up, look up, and then extend right arm over. One long line from the outer right foot to your right fingertips. Bringing that energy up. Maybe the chest spins up a little bit. One more breath. So good. And then we'll gently come up using your core strength, arms to a T. Let's tick-tock over to the other side. Right hand to the right leg. Left arm extends. And then option here to flip the right palm up. Makes this a little more challenging. Inhale, lengthen. And notice if your bum is pushed back, bring your pelvis forward a little bit. Lengthen through the left fingertips. And now exhale, crescent over to your right. And you might not get as far, but we're lengthening some different muscles. When the bum is back, it's more through the side waist. We come this way, you're going to feel it in some different spots, right? That right palm up is the harder version. You can flip the palm down if you want a little extra support. Couple more breaths. Keep lengthening. So good. And then release, come back to center. Come to both knees, pause. Let's take it to the other side. The left foot's gonna come straight out in line with your right knee. Left toes face forward. We'll come into that supported side plank. So right hand to the mat. Inhale, extend, left fingertips up. Maybe the pelvis comes a little forward, and you can use a block here under that bottom hand if you like. And then extend left arm over. Nice long line here. Opening through the armpits, the upper chest. One more breath, maybe spinning the gaze up a little. So good. Inhale, come on up, arms to a T. And then as you exhale, coming towards the left, you could flip that left palm up. Right arm extends up, press the pelvis forward. And then we'll take that little crescent over to the left. And notice I don't go nearly as deep when I'm pressing my pelvis forward, right? So it's a much smaller crescent, but we're getting into these muscles right through here, right? If it's too much and you want to flip the left palm down, go ahead. 2 more breaths. So good. Next inhale, come on up. Come to the knees, sit back on the heels and pause. Sitting on the heels is not an option. Sit on a couple blocks. Come to tabletop. Let's take a moment here in our Vajrasana to soften, let the breath settle. Beautiful. Let's take one child's pose or puppy pose. So your choice here. If you want to take child's, knees come wide. We'll stretch the arms in front. If you'd rather take puppy, knees stay parallel, hips stay high, extend the arms out. So your choice today, whatever feels like it's calling to you today. If you want a little more opening, bringing the energy up, puppy pose. If you want a little more calming and grounding, child's pose. One more breath. Exhale out the mouth, let it go. Inhale, slowly press yourself up. Let's make our way onto our backs. Nice and slow lowering down. So let's take our time going to our backs, okay? Fingertips extend, so a nice slow lower. You can even float the toes if you want to get extra crazy with your core. And just as you're ready, arriving, let's take a full body stretch. Arms extend overhead, toes extend. Oh, that should feel so nice right now. Exhale, release that. Bend through the knees. Hug the knees into the chest, little rock side to side. And we'll take our Gomukhasana legs on our back today. If that doesn't work for you, just take a reclined figure four. If you're taking Gomukhasana, come to this table on your back. We're going to place right knee on top of left. Flex through the feet. Come on up and then grab for the outside of your shins, ankles, even feet. And then lower the head back down. And then a little gentle pressure kind of pulling the feet away from each other. Nice deep outer hip stretch here. This is my favorite version of Gomukhasana because I control how much stretch I get. When I'm seated, it is sometimes a lot on my outer hip. And through the glutes, right? So nice. And we'll take this into a simple twist. So releasing the ankles, arms come out to a T. Let both knees fall to your left. The gaze can come over the right shoulder if that's comfortable on your neck. Face is nice and soft and relaxed now. Inhale, let your gaze come back to center. The knees float back up. We're going to uncross the knees. Take it the other way, left knee on top of right. Come on up, grab your ankles, feet, shins, whatever you can get, and then lower the head back down. Little gentle pressure to pull the feet away from each other until you get the stretch that feels appropriate for you. Face is soft. It's so good. And then release the feet, let the arms come out to a T, both knees to your right. Gaze can come to the left. And then work on drawing your left shoulder back to the earth. It's a deep twist here. Should feel really good though. If it doesn't, please modify. Excuse me. Then gently release, come back towards center, uncross the knees, hug them in, make yourself into a little ball. And then let's just take a nice, easy, gentle Supta Baddha Konasana for our final posture before Shavasana. So soles of the feet together, roll the shoulder blades under, palms flip up, so your upper body's already ready for Shavasana. The heels can be as close or as far away from you as feels comfortable. So mine are pretty far away today. And the last few breaths before meditation, a gentle hip opening. And then as you're ready, you can begin to move into Shavasana, extending the legs long, taking up some space here on your mat. Toes come out to the side. Just feeling that energy. Feeling how you've moved the energy for these last 45 minutes. Notice how that feels for you. And you're welcome to stay here for our meditation. I hope you can stay. If you want to come up to a seat, just bend the knees and you can meditate in a seat. We've got about 10 minutes left. Our meditation today, let's just start by taking a moment to honor all your body has done for you. Noticing the qualities of your breath right now. How are they feeling? Are they a little more balanced as you continue to lay here? Is the breath still quick? Just becoming in tune with yourself in this present moment. Drawing your awareness now to your third eye. Allow that space to soften and relax. Allow your jaw to release and your tongue to release. And feel that connection to the ground beneath you. Allow your back body to just melt into the earth. Letting go of any stale and stagnant energy. I like to visualize it just exiting out the back of my body. And with each breath in, feel the breath move from the nose down into the lungs. And each exhale releases into the earth. It becomes this flow or this cycle. Inhaling, feeling the rejuvenation, and exhale through the back body. As you continue to inhale, now imagine every cell on the front of your body opening up, taking in this fresh oxygen, and every cell in the back of your body releasing into the earth. So feeling this total rejuvenation as you continue to breathe. The whole body becomes enlivened with this energy and this oxygen. The front of the body is soft. The back of the body releases. Continuing to feel this breath for a few more moments. Maybe you're pulling in beautiful light energy as you breathe in. What does that look like? It's this beautiful gold, white color. With each breath, you're rejuvenating the body. With each exhale, you're releasing. As if every cell was being changed and transformed to be this cell full of life force energy. Letting go of the dull, stagnant energy, releasing it. The earth will renew it and recycle it. And as you continue to breathe, just feeling this rejuvenation, feeling this light flowing in. I'm going to invite a mantra today. It's one of my favorite mantras, just for you to repeat to yourself as you continue to breathe. Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat, Chit, Ananda. It means existence, consciousness, bliss. Existence, consciousness, bliss. Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat, Chit, Ananda. just silently repeating this mantra to yourself. I'll bring us back when the time is right. Feeling this glowing energy coming to you while you settle in. Sat, Chit, Ananda. Existence, consciousness, bliss. If you lose the mantra, just come back to it. Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat, Chit, Ananda. Gently release the mantra, but stay in stillness. Allowing that light energy to permeate the entire body. And your entire auric field, even behind you now. Just feeling the entire body enlivened and glowing. This renewed energy, this cosmic light. Cleared out the stagnation. Feeling the exuberance of the breath. Taking a moment to feel into your heart center now, perhaps even placing a hand there or both hands on top of the heart. Feeling some gratitude for this moment, for this day. Feeling love for yourself and all those around you. In the words of Kyle Gray, whenever love is present, fear is a stranger, and love is here in me. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose, feeling the heart expand. And as you exhale, the breath comes out the heart. Beginning to make some small movements as you're ready. If you're lying down, wiggling fingers and toes. Gradually making some larger movements with wrists and ankles. Perhaps taking a full body stretch, even if you're seated, letting the arms come up. Extend out, and the toes touch. Exhale, relax, hug knees into chest. If you're lying down, make your way onto one side. Gently press yourself up to a seat, and we'll close our practice with the sound of Om. Bringing hands to Anjali Mudra at heart center. Exhale completely. Nice deep inhale. Sending yourself love and gratitude for showing up for you today. Sending that love and gratitude to all these yogis practicing around the world together today. And letting that love and gratitude expand to all beings in this world and in this universe. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and may all beings live freely. Thank you so much for your presence and your practice today. I so appreciate each and every one of you. Sending you so much love. Namaste. you're ready, blink the eyes open. Thank you so much for coming today. If you would like to donate, always appreciated, never expected, but it does help all of us teachers here at Insight Timer come back week after week. If you enjoyed the practice, please follow me on Insight Timer, spread the word, share my classes with others. I'm here every Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, and then I will be back today at noon to talk a lot more about Kapha and the Gunas and the quality of the season. So if you can hop on at noon and join me, it's a 45-minute chat. Even if you're just listening in, so much appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Love you guys. Yep, lots of hearts. Oh yeah, we gotta do our hearts. I know. I love these silly Zoom things, right? Or Zoom-like things like the thumbs up. So silly. So fun. All right. Have a great day, you guys. Have a wonderful, energetic, uplifted weekend, regardless of the weather. Hope you can stay warm, stay dry, or maybe you'll get a little sunshine. So Alejandra, Christine, namaste to you guys. Thank you. I'll see you hopefully next week. Take care. Or today at noon. Bye, guys.